Here we got a scattershot of topics. We'll pretty much try to link them all together, but Snopes, one of the trusted sources of Facebook, Google, YouTube, Twitter, all of them sign up and use the abundant resources of Snopes. I remember when it first started, it was one of those things where you could just use it to the fact check like little goofy things that would happen in movies, and then all of a sudden around like 2016 it really started to move into the political realm, and we've taken a look at some of their fact checks that are out there, and to say that they're biased is to say that month-old bread is something that should be thrown out instead of used, is the understatement of a century. And everybody had their thoughts and feelings and opinions on all these different fact checkers that are out there, from Snopes to the Washington Post to PolitiFact. They're all just fucking biased, and if you follow the money, it always tends to lead back to big Democratic donors, if not the party itself. So when headlines like this and when little bits of truth eventually fall out of said fact checkers, it's a slight piece of vindication. But it doesn't make me feel good. It shouldn't really make anybody feel good that the people who are at control of the narrative are just outright liars. And still, give it a week and Snopes will be just right back up there again as one of the big trusted sources. They might get taken down for a minute, but at the same time, oh, look at, I guess we just found one of the different loopholes that were in there, and oh yeah, we rectified any of the problems, and that shouldn't be happening again. Like it says here, Snopes retracts dozens of articles after review finds CoFounder plagiarized. David Mikkelson, often writing under a pseudonym, copied and pasted entire paragraphs from news websites. Interesting. Yeah, you're supposed to be doing the fact checking, but instead you just take your fucking fact checks whole hog from just one of your other fellow leftist outlets, which their sources are just little Twitter conversations back and forth, just bouncing ideas off of one another, saying that, oh, an anonymous source says. Snopes, a fact-checking website, has retracted at least 54 articles after finding its co-founder and CEO repeatedly plagiarized content from other websites. David Mikkelson, the Snopes co-founder, has been suspended. Oh, just suspended for lying at a job that prioritizes truth-telling. That seems like something you can't really come back from, but then again, you also are the co-founder and CEO, so okay, I get it. It's just nobody should ever champion Snopes as a beacon of truth, as an oracle of impartiality. You'd be foolish to do as much. But he wrote using the pseudonym Jeff Sarandaradia, whatever, or were published under a generic Snopes staff byline, Snopes senior management said in a statement on Friday. The stories used appropriated material. Oh my god, journalist appropriation? That sounds racist. The management said Mikkelson plagiarized entire paragraphs from news websites for articles, according to the Epoch Times. For example, a 2015 story about Kentucky County Clerk Kim Davis denying requests from gay couples to get marriage licenses matches nearly word for word a Reuters article about the development in 2016 under Mickelson's name about the death of boxer Muhammad Ali. Pulled a paragraph from an NBC article. Readers who go to Snopes articles are met with the alert that the content has been retracted. The post was retracted because some or all of its content was taken from other sources without proper attribution. Something that would normally get you thrown out of journalist school. It would get you an immediate flunk out of an English course, but it just gets you a light slap on the wrist, because truth is kind of like democracy. Snopes seems to have our truth, and that's fine. And they get paid by people who think that questioning the narrative, questioning Snopes' authenticity when it comes to fact-checking is the danger to our democracy. It would be like going to Snopes right now for this little situation happening in upstate New York right now, where there's celebrities and major players in the Democratic Party who were openly admitting that they were Cuomo-sexuals at the time. I'm sure that is a comprehensive list if I've ever seen one. But no, apparently, like right now, he's got like another week before he's got to vacate due to his self-imposed 14 days to get out of the governor's mansion, and he doesn't have anywhere to go, and it's so goddamn tragic, right? Yeah, no, I think he'll be fine. I think that there's lots and lots and lots of money that's just going to magically find its way into the Cuomo's hands. Or his brother will probably put him up because, you know, he's been spotted at some spicy places lately, so he's going to have some free time on his hands too. Yeah, I really don't buy this for a second that, oh, I have nowhere else to go. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Yeah, dude, I've seen the homes of even disgraced former Democratic leaders out there. They're pretty palatial, and you got a lot of connections out there. And you took one for the team on this one. I can see it from a fucking mile away. So yeah, this whole cope thing, and then the simps that come out for this, which is fucking hilarious. A man brought a bouquet of flowers to the gates of the executive mansion, addressed to the honorable governor. He handed them over to the gate, or rather to the state trooper that was guarding the gate to the mansion. A woman pulled up and tried to deliver what looked like a bag of gifts, but was turned away. Ugh. I like certain elected officials. I wouldn't necessarily simp for them to this level. Actually, not even remotely close to it, because that's just fucking cringe beyond all belief. But again, Cuomo's going to be fine. There's plenty of money going on right now with the Democratic Party, especially in the ways that they can subvert Republicans out there. It's just, this is severely atrocious and just really drags down any sort of morale when it comes to really good governors or really good local officials. They can get subverted by literally anyone who looks to do, well, little shades of tyranny, if we're being completely honest. Biden administration to repay schools defying DeSantis with mask mandate. So DeSantis, with his executive order, it might even just be legislation, saying that no schools are going to have mask mandates. You can still wear one, that's fine. Broward County sued and then had it upheld by a judge that they can go ahead and enforce mask mandates, which is fun. And then they're still going to get fined, but now the federal government is going to be paying that fine. How could this stand up to the courts? I really don't get it. That just seems like, what would that be, 13th or 14th Amendment violation where the federal government supersedes what the states can do? That just seems like a textbook case. But again, you have certain justices that are up there on the bench, ACB, who will just completely stand by and not do a fucking thing about it. The administration of President Joe Biden said on Friday that it will step in and repay the Florida schools, which are openly defying Ron DeSantis, by requiring students to wear masks. In a letter to Ron DeSantis, Education Secretary Miguel Cardona said that the Biden administration will ensure that any school district which has its state funding reduced as punishment by the governor can draw a $7 billion into U.S. taxpayer money for pandemic relief measure passed by Congress earlier this year. See why they keep extending those emergency situations. Oh, it's a public health emergency. We just need to extend it further into the future so they can just go ahead and circumvent any of the normal means and methods in which you pass legislation through Congress. They can just go ahead and go, fuck all that. We got an emergency on, so we can just go ahead and funnel money to wherever we want to. I'm sure that'll all go to the schools too that are openly defying the mask mandates, and won't be going to any of the corrupt unions that are there. No, 100%, definitely. I'm deeply concerned about Florida's July 30th executive order prohibiting school districts from adopting universal masking policies, mask mandates. You can still wear your masks, okay? That's fine. It should be an individual choice. It shouldn't be government coming in and telling you how to live your life. A weird fucking spot to diverge on, but, you know, I don't have any authoritarian instincts in me, but that's just me. The department stands with these dedicated educators, who are working to safely reopen schools and maintain safe in-person instruction. Again, I would just much rather see the public school system just nuked right off the face of the earth, but since that doesn't seem like a viable option right now, I know we got to send all those missiles off to the Middle East to rekindle that fucking conflict that was just about dying down until Biden took over and it's like, we're gonna take everybody out. Wink wink, nudge nudge, Al-Qaeda, have you guys marshaled your forces yet? Need a reason to start killing some brown kids. But again, the stupid federal government is gonna get away with all of this. All of these fucking little tyrants that exist in these different municipalities at whatever fucking level that just want to tell you what to do at all times, because you know what? Yeah, you might think that, oh, it's just a mask right now. It's just a face diaper. You need to put it on, follow the signs. It's never going to stop there, okay? You let them have one foot inside the door, and then guess what? That motherfucker gets kicked wide open, and then it just gets worse from there. I don't even need to speculate. I know you just put something out there into the ether, and it's not too stupid in this day and age for somebody to pick up and run with. So this isn't just going to be local to Florida. You're going to have judges in Texas doing the exact same thing. They've been strong on this mask mandate reversal. Arkansas with Asa Hutchinson. I know I've had my criticisms of him, and thank God he's fucking retiring, because he is about a hunk of shit. But he's been very copacetic about his reversal of mask mandates. It's just these little goofs that are out there just trying to fuck it up for everybody else. Judge lets Texas county temporarily mandate masks. Temporarily, defying governor's order, which is, supposed to be overarching, but weird. A judge in Texas on Friday granted Harris County's request, not a small county either, a request for a temporary restraining order to block Governor Greg Abbott's order that bans mask mandates, thereby allowing the county to temporarily issue mask mandates in public schools. They're coming for your kids. Maybe this will mobilize people. It seems effective when it comes to CRT and all that stuff. Seems effective. We'll see if it has staying power. I don't really know. Abbott's order bans government entities such as counties, cities, school districts, or public health authorities from requiring people to wear face masks and get vaccinated. Again, not saying that you can't wear a mask or you can't get vaccinated. It's just telling people what to do. It follows a similar order Abbott issued in May, which came just days after the CDC recommended that vaccinated people can stop wearing masks. But that science has changed and everything. Judge Jan, it's always a woman. It's always, I don't hate women. I don't hate all women. I hate specific women. And it always seems to be Judge Karen of the 345th, Civil District Court in Travis County granted the request after Harris County Judge Lena Hidalgo, on Thursday announced a mask mandate for all county schools and daycare. It's never enough. It also comes a day after the county's attorney, Christian D. Menifee, sounds like a name that would come after have you been injured or have you been in close proximity with asbestos and you have contracted mesothelioma, please contact Menifee and Sons and get the restitution you are entitled to. Fucking ambulance chaser. Filed a lawsuit against Abbott's order. The lawsuit was filed some hours before Hidalgo's announcement of the mask mandate, so they're all on the same page. I don't know if this is going to get overturned. We've seen the one where the lower courts sided with those same Texas Democrats that flew off to Washington that eventually had to come back and then just fucking sit in the House because, thank God, the Superior Court sided with Abbott and the other Republicans in the House and allowed them to issue warrants to bring them back to do their fucking job to vote on the election integrity law, and along with a whole host of other things. But you see in the courts, the lower court, the civil court, the district court rather, file an injunction to prevent the execution of those warrants, but then the Superior Court had to step in and say, no, go fuck yourself. So we'll see if that happens there. I don't know. I just really don't see this happening. Not in this case. But this is Texas after all. Some weird shit could happen. I'm holding out hope. I'm holding out hope that enough people see, not just this video. I'm not that stupid to think that this one's going to take off or anything. I just hope that enough people see the insanity. They see the tyranny that's out there. It's like nobody's telling you that you can't wear a mask. Nobody's telling you that you can't get vaccinated. It's just about this weird thing called choice and personal responsibility that more people need to be focusing in on instead of just projecting their insecurities out on the world and then just wanting to tell everybody else what to do because they don't want to take responsibility for themselves. Happened with Cuomo. Happened with Snopes. Now it's happening with courts across the country. It fucking stinks. Thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I'm sorry for the downer. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Catch y'all later.